time last month, we were all here for goal setting, values. Well, not all of us. Who was here? Who was here this time last month? Give yourself a round of applause for backing up. For backing up. Give yourself a bigger one than that. For backing up. Yes. And who's first time here today, or who's new to the seminar way of life? Give yourself a clap. Good job. You know, it's a very important thing to invest in yourself, and by coming here on your Saturday morning, or now it is coming into Saturday afternoon, that's exactly what you're doing. So what you're doing is you're telling yourself that I'm important because I invest in myself. What's funny is there are a lot of people who thought about investing in themselves this morning, but then for whatever reason, maybe it was the snooze button, maybe it was because of some other reason, they decided not to. So, first of all, a huge congratulations for coming out to do something which I'm a huge believer in, and that's invest in yourself more than anything else in the world. So, the Kman. Who's heard the Kman chat before? Yeah, a few of us, and you're back. Well done. You know, it's interesting because myself, Cleo, most of the Olympia trainers here, we've had the privilege of studying through the Max International College for Fitness Professionals, which is the college that Kman owns. And I've had the privilege of knowing Kman for over 14 years now, I worked out last night. And when people have asked me what this seminar is about today, I've kept it no secret that Kman has been personally my biggest mentor when it comes to business, when it comes to relationships, I suppose when it comes to the key areas of life in general. And if I was to sum up his mentorship, there's a lot of different things that come to mind, but probably the main one that comes to mind is I've learned a lot through the lessons that he shared with me. And I think that the lessons that I remember the most are the ones that sting a little bit, right? So a bit of a kick up the arse. And there's one lesson above all other lessons that Kman has helped me with over the 14 years that rise to the top of the list. And it's interesting. I was lucky enough to work with Kman at the college for over 10 years. How good's that? Lucky man. Over 10 years. And a couple of years into my career, I got to say I was kicking some pretty big goals. You know, I was achieving some pretty great stuff. And as a reward, because the college is very big on rewarding high performers, I was awarded an interstate trip with the Kman and one other gentleman. So essentially, I found out that we were going to be jet setting to Melbourne, and we got to spend 2 nights with the Kman in Melbourne. And I'd never been to Melbourne before, and I remember I was so excited. And we're on the plane, and the Kman knows that I'm a lover of fine things, especially beautiful clothes, right? And he says, gee, you know Melbourne is like the shopping capital of Australia. Is there anything in your mind that, you know, you're really wanting to buy? I said, you know what, Kman, there is something that's been on my mind for about 6 months. I want a beautiful purple tie. That's my thing. Like, that's really what I want from Melbourne. I want to find like a beautiful purple tie. He said, tell me, like, what's the criteria for the tie? I said, well, really, firstly, it has to be over $100. You know, like, I don't want a tie under $100. I want it to be the best. It's like, okay, what else? And I said, it's going to be unique, ideally Versace, but you know, I can take it or leave it if it's the right time. He says, okay, well, you know, I'm sure if somewhere is going to have it, Melbourne will have it. So we get off the plane, check into the beautiful hotel, 5-star hotels, amazing. And straight away I said, so we're going to go shopping. And it's like, yeah, let's go. So we go shopping, and I remember the first store that we walk into is this store called Deeply. Is that right? I could say that wrong and it'd still be right. The first store we walk into is this store, Deeply, and we walk in and there's beautiful clothes everywhere, and looking around and looking at the ties, and then I see Kman. Gee! I said, yeah. He goes, come over here. I walk over and he says, gee, this is it. I said, wow, that's amazing. He says, yeah. He goes, it's Versace, it's $120, perfect in your budget. I said, I've never seen a tie like this. It's amazing. He said, that is an amazing tie. So I said, can I hold it? And he gives it to me. Thanks. So I remember, and I'm walking around for this time, I'm looking at it, it's really that good. And I remember I put it on the table, distinctly remember this, table like that, but it could be a better one, so I'll keep going and having a look around, I'm sifting through it, then I'll go back to the table, and I'll do like a little, yeah, it really is that good. And I go back, and it's probably happened 3 or 4 times, and I start to sweat a little bit. You know, I start to perspire. I'm not sure still why I do that, but I do it. And I think Kman starts to catch on. There's something going on here, you know, like maybe he's not into the tie, or... So I remember he grabs it and he comes over and he goes, gee, do you love, like, is this the tie? And I said, Kman, I love that tie. It's an amazing tie, but what if there's a better tie? You know, this is our first shop in Melbourne, there's other places to see, I haven't even been to Versace yet, you know, like, chances are there's a better tie. He says, so gee, do you want the tie? I said, look, chances are yes. Chances are yes, I'll come and I'll get the tie. He says, gee, you're taking the tie. I said, look, not right now. I said, okay. He says, we'll take the tie. That's what he said to the shopkeeper, and I'm like, that's nice. What a great guy. For himself, right? Because I was still a bit confused at the time. I'm like, did he just buy me the tie? I know he's a generous bloke, but no, he definitely didn't, because he's got the shop bag and he walks out. And I'm going at the counter thinking, this is weird. I didn't really see how that's going, so I'm like, and I overtake the Kman. I don't know where I'm going. I've never been to Melbourne before, but I'm in front of him. Straight to Versace, you know, boom. So we walk on, we said, Kman, where's Versace? Like, let's go. We're on our way to Versace. I burst through the doors of Versace, run in. There's this big round table. You remember the round table? This big round table full of ties. I'm going through them. Going through the ties. I've never seen so many ugly ties in my life. Like, I love Versace, but it was like it was an ugly tie day at Versace. I'm going through. Kman's like, you find anything? I'm like, where's another shop? So we go to another shop. We're going from shop to shop. I'm going tie hunting. Maybe it was just because I had the perfect tie in my head that made all the other ties look so that. But anyway, I think Kman could see I was like a little bit flustered, so he goes, gee, let's go for a bourbon, right? So we go with the other gentleman, Adam, his name is, and we sit down, we having a few bourbons at the end of our shopping extravaganza. So I'm sipping it, and Kman says to me, gee, did you learn something today? Is it something to do with the time? He says, yeah, it is something to do with the time. I said, yeah, that I should have bought it? And he says, well, kind of. He says, never leave your mind behind with the opportunity. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't really grasp it at the time, so I sort of pissed him. You know? But I could see that he was trying to shed his wiseness on me. So anyway, we go back to the room that night, and we're actually going to an AFL game. So Kman is a very sharp dressed man. He comes out, he's wearing a t-shirt, like a jacket with a t-shirt with the tie. With a t-shirt, no collar. Right? So he's wearing his tie, he's like, gee. And obviously he's stylish, so he's not going to wear it out, so he goes and puts it back in the room, you know. Comes back, we go to breakfast next morning, guess what Kman's wearing? Tie. Kman and I, as part of our incredible relationship, we had breakfast every Tuesday morning around 6:30 a.m. for many, many, many years until that transitioned into golf. And every single Tuesday morning, Kman would wear that tie. Every Tuesday morning, without fail, right? And then he'd get in the car, like we'd jump in his Ferrari and go to breakfast together, be like, yeah, so funny. So, a couple of years on from that, again achieving some goals within the college, I won something else within the college, and Kman announces at, there would have been over 100 people at our big team day. He announces, you know, G's done this, G's done that. So finally, I'm going to award G with something that he's been wanting for years, right? Finally, he's going to get it, and that is the purple tie, right? So he comes out, he gets the purple tie, but instead of giving it to me so I can wear it, the Kman frames it. So give it up for Kman for teaching me that. And now it hangs in my man cave, and every single time. So, oh, you can look at it later. You can look at it later, but I'm a bit emotional about it. So every single time I walk into my man cave, I get reminded of that lesson, along with many other lessons that Kman has taught me over the past. And if any of you had the opportunity to read Kman's bio, it's quite phenomenal. You know, yes, Kman has a master's degree in exercise science. Yes, he's trained Olympic gold medalists. He's run 16 world titles in Taekwondo. He was in the top 100 richest men in Australia under the age of 40. And if I continued rattling off the list, we'd be here for some time. But above anything, if you were at our values seminar last month, you would understand this. What is most impressive to me in the 14 years that I've known Kman is when I met Kman, his happiness level was about here, right? Every single day that I've had interaction with Kman, from that first day I met him to this day, it's been about here. And out of everything that Kman has achieved, to me, someone that looks up to Kman so much. By the way, does that sound familiar? Having a consistent high level of happiness among where you are? Where do you think that stemmed from? That was a lesson we learned, which is now a huge part of our company. So to me, that is the most valuable thing that Kman has brought, because he lives in line with his values. And one of those values that rises right to the top, it's almost a part of everything that he does, is contributing. Which is why Kman flies over from New Zealand specifically just to come and be here this morning and educate you on not what goals you've set, because I'm sure you've already done those now, we're in February, but how to achieve them. So, I won't leave you from him any longer, so he can shed his greatness on you as he has done with myself and the rest of, and Cleo and the rest of the Olympia team over the years. So let's give it up for the one, the only, the Kman! Yeah, baby! So appreciated. Yeah, I should have known.
Isn't that a beautiful top? Rich purple, classy, stylish, not over flamboyant, just a little bit there. The Medusa head in the middle. Now, what's amazing about that story is when I went home to my beautiful wife, Rowie, and if you ever met Rowie, you'll never forget her. She's the most positive, passionate person you're going to meet. And I shared the story with her. First thing I had to show her my new tie. Check out my new tie. She goes, oh, that's beautiful. Then I shared the story with her. Now, one thing about Rowie is she's so giving. She's one of those people where in the years where we've had lots of, hundreds of team players, they used to say that, they used to have this joke about seagulls, that if she found a dead seagull, she'd try to save it. And she's so giving, and when I shared the story with her, she said, looked at me, and I remember I was in our walk-in closet, our wardrobe, and she looked at me and says, you're going to give him the tie, aren't you? And I looked back and I said, no. I says, come on, Kman. That's G's tie. He loves that tie. He got plenty of beautiful ties. He hasn't got any beautiful ties. Even after the shopping. Nothing. Like, there was a dearth of beautiful ties in Melbourne in that entire weekend. And she said, you've got to give him the tie. You can't do that, that's cruel. I said, yes. I said, if I give him the tie, I take away the lesson. if I keep the tie, he keeps the lesson. And that lesson will serve him well for the rest of his life. You've got to heard the saying, you snooze, you lose. The things you put off in life never seem to take off. So if it feels right, and it looks right, and it smells right, then just take it. Because if you don't, and you walk away from it, there's a great chance it won't be there again. You'll be gone. And the lesson I learned from experience is when, obviously that's happened to me before. I've gone to a shop, oh wow, this is fantastic, it's whatever it might be, and I go away and I'll come back and I'll think about it and I go through this little process of justification and all that stuff, and I go back and I say, where's it? And it's gone. Oh, someone bought it. And the lesson is, don't leave your mind in the shop. Don't wait till tomorrow. There's only now. And I've learned, I've got 4 dogs. I love dogs, as you can probably guess. And I learned so much from dogs. One of the lessons about dogs is they live in the moment. They don't worry about yesterday. They're not concerned about tomorrow. It's just right now. Every part of their life is now. And really that's where our life is too. The biggest stresses that people tend to have are in the past. They get regret for the past, and they think about the past, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have bought that tie. Or they're anxious about the future, when really the only moment in life is now. Life is just a thought. Wayne Dyer, the great philosopher, and he says life is just a thought, because that story G just said is now gone. And it went the second he finished it. And now it's just a memory. That's all it is. And this framing of the tile is to capture the memory. Particularly if there's a lesson, and particularly if it's a magical memory. I learned that from the great business philosopher Jim Rohn. Capture the moments. Create and capture the moments. Because don't trust your memory. You'll probably forget them. And to this day, I just relived a magnificent weekend with a great lesson that triggered me being in the wardrobe with my beautiful wife saying, give the tie. Now, Ro and we all have grown a lot since then. And that's what life is all about, is getting better, becoming a better version of yourself, and that's sounding too spiritual. And if you grow, because to this day, for example, I use Ro, of course she wouldn't give him the tie now. Right? It's not that she's less generous, she's actually more generous. The greatest gift you can give someone is a lesson, and unfortunately most lessons in life come wrapped in pain. So if they come wrapped in pain, brace the pain. Enjoy the pain. Because that's where the magic is. A lot of you are training for something and you're on the treadmill and your heart's pumping. And you know, this is too sore, this is hurting. That's good, that's pain. You know, pain is weakness leaving your body. Great athletes love the pain, they can keep pushing through it. Anyone who's successful goes through pain. The more pain you've had in your life and you get the lessons and you apply those lessons, the greater your life is going to be. And people will see the results of what you achieve and they go, wow, you're lucky. But luck is labour under continued knowledge. And the knowledge, mostly the best knowledge, comes from pain. That's where they come from. Whether it be you're seeking pleasure or avoiding pain. Avoiding pain because you had a heart attack, you have to get your health back into shape, or you're seeking pleasure because you want to live a healthy, active, energetic lifestyle. Today, a word that comes to mind, being here right at this moment, is pride. Proud. I actually felt like I'm not a father, but I feel like I'm a proud dad to see what G has created here. Because I remember when I first met him, he was 18 years of age. He used to work at the Movie World store in Surface Paradise, sweeping floors. He came in with this little puppy dog full of enthusiasm and passion. And it's easy to be enthusiastic and passionate when things are good. And I brought him into the team, and then the process begins. And in that process, yes, it's good to be kind and polite, but sometimes you got to put a little squeeze here and there to see what is within. You see, if I had an orange and I squeezed the orange, what would come out? Orange juice, yeah, isn't that amazing? That is simplistically amazing. And a lot of times people don't even think about the obvious, because a lot of times there's lots of lessons in the obvious. Because if I squeeze the orange juice comes out. And here's a deep question for you. Why does orange juice come out of the orange when I squeeze the orange? Because it's an orange. Got that? Second lesson. Right? If I squeeze the orange and prune juice came out, what do you think?
Did it give you the shits?
You think, what's with the orange? There's something wrong with the orange. It's a bad orange. See, now what you've got is not an orange. What you've got is a prune disguised as an orange. But from the outside, you don't know. It looks like an orange, it walks like an orange, it talks like an orange, it hangs like an orange, it's the colour of an orange. When you squeeze it, it's a prune. And in G's and my journey, I've been squeezing. That was a squeeze to see how he handled it. And that was one of the gentlest squeezes that I've given him over the years. Because you don't know who you really are until you're under pressure. It's easy to be happy in the honeymoon period of a relationship. Why on the beaches of Fiji, drinking pina coladas and going, life is great. I'm so happy. But when you have to come across the pressures of relationships and business and life and health and all that, let's see what's inside you. It's easy to be an orange in the sunshine. What are you in the storms? And if under pressure orange juice comes out, then hey, now you're true to who you are. If prune juice comes out, now you have to say, do I want to be a prune or do I want to be an orange? And if you want to be an orange and prune juice comes out, then you have to go start planting new seed. Because the seeds you're planting are prune seeds. Prune seeds, and those seeds are the things that goes into your mind. The only thing that you can control in your life, there's only one thing you can control. And if you master it, you master your life. And that is your thoughts. That is your thoughts. Nothing else you can control. You think you can, but you can't. You know, shit happens. And many times you say, well, that wasn't my fault. And shit doesn't happen to you. It just happens. And you just happen to be in the vicinity. And it's amazing how many people just hang around the shit. What are you doing? Just hanging around a turd. You know? If I polish it, it might be more attractive. No, it doesn't get any better. And to say proud, I've seen G over 14 years evolve from a young teenage, enthusiastic kid to a super successful man. And I don't measure success by materialistic things or financial things. I just measure it purely by who he is. And I can say, out of all the people I've met in my journey, I've never met anyone who's always consistently happy like G as I am. Because most times, when a bit of pressure comes on, people lose their top. They start going blaming and making excuses and start whinging and start attacking. And rather than attacking the problem, they attack the person. And that tells me a lot about you. People, just in the last week, I've had a lot of people ask me, why do they call you Kman? Where did that come from? And I said, well, that's a great story. Kman isn't a name I came up with. There's a name that was given to me by a lady who used to work for me. She used to be like my PA in the administration. Amy, remember Amy?
Yep.
And I had over 100 team players at that time, and I had coaches. And the coaches, unfortunately, because they're in this, I'm a coach. I go in front of the lecture room and I'm the boss, and all of a sudden they start to get into that I'm more important than everyone else in the company. You know, to me, everyone's the same. Whether you're the cleaner, the CEO, and great leaders treat everyone the same. Because your true character is determined by how you treat people who have nothing to offer you. That's, to me, determination of true character. Where there's no conditions. And that's what I live by. And now, half the time when I leave the Hilton Hotel, Rory's in the next room talking to the house cleaner, having a chat, saying how wonderful you keeping our room. So Rory just treats everyone the same. This is an amazing thing that I admire about her, because she lives and breathes it. And that's what I live and breathe. And I came into my office, and I have a big open office. I don't hide in the office. We used to have these big rooms, and I sat right in the middle of all my team, because I'm just one of them. I didn't have a bigger desk. I was right in the middle, and Amy was over the other side. And I came in, and one of my coaches, Banana Hands, remember Banana Hands?
I remember.
He had fingers like banana, had these hands. And he was ex-SAS, so he's a tough mother, right? Lethal weapon. And I walk in, and he's giving Amy a serve, losing his top. And Amy is just, she looks like a little porcelain doll. And she's a beautiful spirit. And he's just giving her that bullying thing. You know, you should have done that, and there's something that she's supposed to do, and use this up. And I walked in and I saw this thing treats this beautiful person in such a disrespectful way. And I lost my top a little bit. I didn't lose it, but I grabbed him, I bowed him up against the wall, and I gave him one hell of a serve. And I said, you go home. Get out of my sight. No one has the right to treat anyone else in the way you treated Amy, irrespective of what she's done. It's completely disrespectful, and I will not have it. And he went off, and he left the company very soon after we moved him on, because I don't want to hang out with people like that. And Amy was there, and she said, wow! And she obviously saw me stick up for her. And she says, you're the man. You're the Kman. And from that day on, she started calling me Kman. And that's where my name started. Now, the point of the story is that, you know, if you're strong, it is your responsibility to protect the weak. If you're fit, you have to help the people who are not fit. If you have value, you have to share the value. That's your responsibility. Otherwise, you're selfish. And seeing G go from that young kid to a man now who dedicates his life to helping people. And I always say to my students, first of all, you have to be passionate about what you do. Second, you have to have the love to help people. Third, you have to work hard. But when you do it with passion, then it's easy to work hard, because work becomes place as something that you are. And G shared before about, you know, my level of happiness. And look, I don't go out and say, I'm going to be happy today. You just are. An orange doesn't go, I'm going to be an orange today. People say, why do you do what you do? And the best answer I have is that is who I am. It's good to be transparent. We're inside and the outside of the sun. There's no curtains. There's no doors or windows. And I guess I've learnt these lessons over life, and I was fortunate where, I think those lessons are there everywhere. Some people just ignore them. They don't take note. And I was always one of those kids who always, I never said much, but I always looked and listened. Looked and listened, looked and listened. People thought I was shy, and I was shy. But I was an internalised stuff. I go, well, why is that happening? Or how does that work? Or, you know, they've got what I've got, how do I get that? And what do they do? And I said, look at what they do. And I started to see what I wanted, but I also started to see what I didn't want. You know, the beautiful thing about today is that you know, if you do what you love and you're passionate about it, and you learn as much as you possibly can about it, and you surround yourself with the people who have common thoughts and common values, common standards, then it's just amazing what you can do. And you know, you look at the team here at Olympia, you know, they're all passionate, as you know, they're all addicted to learning and growth. and they hang out with a great team. Because if you want to, you'll be the average of the people you hang out with most. If you're hanging out with a lot of whingers, you'll become a whinger. If you hang out with a lot of negative people, you become negative. You know, so the first part I've learned is, you know, if you want to look at your future, look at the people around you. And then you may have to say, well, I need to change my team. If you want to be a faster runner, join the fast running club, right? Not the walking club. You know, or the sitting club. It's just a running club, yeah, have a seat. Wait a minute. We do this in sport. If you train with people who are better than you, it's the only way in there with the pain of getting beaten up. You know, I'm a fighter. I remember my first time in the ring with a professional boxer, and I was a martial artist, and I thought I need to do some more contact stuff. I went to Jeff Rawlings, who was a professional trainer, and he trains with national boxing professional champions. And I said, well, that's where I need to go. But I was great on the bag. And you see me boxing the bag, I was magnificent. See me do non-contact, semi-contact martial arts, I was great. So I thought, okay, I want to get into kickboxing, so I need to train with people who like to hit people with boxers. I always remember my first time I hopped in the ring. Right? It's against a guy called Peter, who's an amateur fighter. And I looked at him and said, he looks pretty scrawny. And back then I was pretty buffed, right? And I thought I could fight against people who's in head. So I hopped in there and I said, yeah, and started. And I didn't even see it. I sort of threw a jab, looking good, yeah, miss, looking good, missing I was shadow, looked like I was shadow sparring. And when I pulled one of those jabs back, something came back with it. It was dark, it was like this evil coming out of the mist. I didn't even see it, it was dark, and all of a sudden the lights went off. And this thing hit my nose. And it felt my nose came out the back of my head. Every cell of my body just screamed. My eyes turned into Niagara Falls. I wasn't crying, they just did. Things were leaving orifices all over me. My legs went weak. And I thought, fuck! First punch! But I had to be cool, right? Because they're all watching me. Yeah, who's this martial artist? You know, he's an Australian martial art champion. And what boxers think of martial artists? They say, well, if you get in the ring, let's do some real contact. Things have changed now because now we go into contact. But I had to sort of, save my pride, and I stood up there and I took my beating. I went back to the corner after the first round. Jeff says, you want to do a second round? I said, yep. What I meant was no. I said, no. Okay, well, Troy, you get in. So it's great. Who's Troy? Troy's the recent national champion. Pete's just an amateur. It'll be great. Troy Powell, fantastic. Oh my gosh. Yes, I went home. And I thought, wow, that was amazing. I went back, took my beatings, because that was old school training, right? What lessons? What great lessons. Now, you throw in the camping, I don't care, that hurts me. So I'm used to it, right? That's how you build your adherence to pain and go through those barriers of success. Because I love fighting and I wanted to become great at it, so I had to go through the pain of fighting great fighters. And everyone does it. Right? And then it's time to pass it on. And I now pass it on to my team of fighters. They've got the World Championships coming up in 2 weeks. And I don't beat them up like I got beat up. Sometimes I do people away just to put pressure on because they're going to go over to the World Championships and there's going to be people from Argentina and Poland, tough countries. Grew up in the streets fighting. We're in this beautiful New Zealand. And he says, you don't understand. Fight people, that's what they do for life. They fight their life. This is a hobby to you, and to them that is their life. So the best we get mentally prepared, strengthening the mindset. So it's up here, right? Your body will only go where your mind will allow it. And even my beating, I was still gracious and thankful and positive. Well, thanks Pete for the beating. That was awesome. Embrace the pain. Embrace the pain. You know, even when I train today and someone gets a good shot of me, the first thing I say, great shot. Oh, oh. Blood coming down here. Look at that, take a photo. Because there's a lesson in the blood. I have fighters who sometimes they get hit and they use that pain and make you stronger. One of my fighters has got a fractured rib. I said, oh, well, how good's that? So he's got a rib's fractured. The doctor said it was fractured. Yeah, great. You're a fighter. What do you expect? It's not badminton. You'll be right. Well, what do? Nothing, to heal myself. Well, how about in the worlds? Well, I feel it. I saw it today in the newspaper, a little fighter up North Queensland, and in the third round of a 10-round fight, he broke both hands. Both hands. Kept fighting. Went the entire thing, won, and demolished the guy, by the way. Guy from, where's he from? Somewhere overseas. Oh, wow, there we go. He says, I'm dedicated to become the world champion. Now, most people go, oh, I broke a nail. Broken both hands. He says, my doctor said I can't punch anything for 6 weeks to heal. That's character building. That's character building. I don't say go and bash stuff, but life will bash you. Life will bash you. Whether it be a breakup in a relationship, whether it be financial, whether it be physical, whether it be health, life will bash you. Life will squeeze you. And when it comes, you go, yeah, give it a squeeze. Don't go, oh no, squeezing. Don't avoid the squeeze. So this great show on the I just came back from Hawaii, aloha. And there's a show there in New Zealand about something about the study of greatness. And they looked at the great athletes. The Gretzky's, who were the great ice hockey player, like the greatest players of all time. Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan. And there's a common theme you see when you study greatness. And if I can say there's one thing I do study is greatness. I study goats. Goats. I love goats. The greatest of all times. And my bookshelf is full of goats. I'm a goat herder. Because there's messages in there. All of them, if you look at the history, they're all the same story, different person. Nike's a big brand. If you read the book Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, who's the owner of Nike started, you read his story. It's the memoirs of his life. Oh my gosh. You know, that little punch from Peter is nothing compared to what he's faced through his life to become successful in business. 20 years on the verge of being broke, working 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week, no money. And then everyone goes, well, Nike sells those big, rich, greedy companies. Wait a minute, if you read the story, in a little van selling shoes, thought it's Tiger shoes, and then he got ripped off by the Japanese, so he had to come up with a name overnight to produce new shoes. And it's an amazing story, but it's the same story of all the goats, where they started, what they went through, and what they eventually achieved, because they're addicted to their purpose. Whether it be in business, whether I just finished the book on Elon Musk, Tesla. Well, read that book. It's just amazing. Right up until just recently, he's been on, weeks away from bankruptcy. No one knows. He's just a solution for it. But how the hell is he going to put himself out of this one? You read this and go, oh my gosh, he did it. Oh my gosh, he did it. But that's the same story whether for a great athlete, a great business person, or a great person. Is that you can go through those tough times being positive, being passionate. And G mentioned about the happy scale. I shared, this sort of came to me when G, myself, and another one of my team players, Richard, remember Rich?
Yeah.
And we bought a coffee at Surfers Paradise, walking back to the office, and Rich was on the phone, and he's going, oh. He's going, what's going on over here? He's getting all, frazzled. They go, what's going on? I said, my mate. I think, isn't that fascinating? He's actually upsetting his own thoughts over someone else's thoughts. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. He's taking someone else's prune juice and putting it in his own orange. Why'd you do that? Yeah. Give me some of your juice. No, I don't want your juice. And he's going, my mate, he's an investment banker, and the markets are down. So when the market, I said, what happens when the markets are up? He says, he's happy. I said, what happens when the markets are down? He says, he's angry. I said, wow, that's an interesting life, isn't it? But your happiness is attached to the markets. I don't know if you know anything about the stock market. And look at those graphs. Happy, angry, happy, angry, happy, angry, happy, angry, 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 happy, 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 angry, happy, happy. Wow, that's. I would suggest not to attach your happiness to that. First of all, we have no control over it. Now, as G would, and that got me thinking about my life, right? And I don't know, it wasn't a conscious thought, but I've always been happy. I think I'm the happiest person in the world. Actually, I know I'm the happiest person in the world. There might be people who are as happy, but no more happy. You can't be over 100%, right? That's not healthy. No, that's delusional. You know, go to your car tyre and put 110% air in it. What happens to it? Get a glass and fill it 110%. Leaves a mess, right? Overpour. 100% is good. I'm always curious about people say, I'll put 110%. Oh, I don't know if I want that. I love you 110%. Really? That could be stalking. Hiding in the cupboard. I don't know about that. 100's good. No more than that. No, drown. Love. But I remember when I started my career, the greatest advice I got is from my Uncle Alan. My mum wanted me to become a doctor. Dad wanted me to become a computer programmer. So they obviously attached me to status places, right? Dad was potential, computers, when computers were the size of this room, back in the 80s, early 80s. No mobile phones or anything like that. Old school. Missed the 80s. Life was so simple. Because life made it simple. Now it's so complex because we're so connected. I'll talk more about that. And my mum wanted to become a doctor, so that's a good, proud mum. And there I had good intent. My Uncle Alan said to me one night, I remember I was going to put me to bed, he says, and I was confused. Didn't put me to bed at 17, but he just didn't put me to bed. Sounds weird, Uncle Alan. Not one of those uncles. And he said, Kerry, do what you love, and you never have to work another day in your life. I said, that's kind of cool. I like that. So my only passion and love was lunchtime. Not that I love lunch, but at school, lunchtime was football time, right? Little lunch was touch footy time. And school was rest. Right? School was that interval between sport. That's the only thing I loved. And that's what I did, sport. Did every sport. Main thing was martial arts, obviously. But I ended up working at a gym called Bob's Gym after school, so I was to hang out there and lift weights. And actually got me, employed me, he paid me with a membership. Zero money, but I loved it. In the afternoons I was the gym supervisor, helping people out. Old school gym, Bob's Gym. Not a lot of thought behind the name. Hey Bob, what do you call your gym? Bob. Yeah, his mate Jim, he had a gym too, called Jim's Gym. Yeah, Stone's Corner. You think I'm joking? Yeah. So, there I was, and when I got that job, and through school, my happiness was, this is my happy scale, was 100%. Woo! Because I did it for nothing, right? After school, couldn't wait to get down to work at the gym. Then I couldn't wait to go and do taekwondo training, right? And late at night, I would fudge my way through school. And I was zero. If I look at money, I put money in blue, right? Money was zero. So there I was, zero. And through my journey, 36 years in this profession, always doing what I love, my money has been, my happiness has been this. I can't go any happier because I blow a tire, right? That's it. And I've been fortunate to keep that for whatever reason. And I don't know why, but I share some ideas with you, maybe why. But I think they're pretty obvious. I think life is really simple if you open your eyes. Here's a simple philosophy. Do what makes you happy. How's that? If it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. If the people you're with aren't making you happy, get rid of them. Hate us. 7 billion people in the world, why are you addicted to that one? If the people who are bringing value to your life, find people who add more value, make you better. Go where the expectations are high. And my money that I've earned over my career through 14 businesses I've had over this time has been imagine if my happiness was attached to my bank account. What type of life would I have? See, it's easy to be happy when, hey, you're making money, but can you maintain your happiness when you're losing? It's easy to be happy when you're in love, but can you be happy when your partner leaves you? So the 3 things I'll share is what not to attach happiness to, in my opinion. Because everything today is about my opinions. Who says I'm right? I'm not God. But maybe I can get you thinking. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to maybe get you to think. That might be a better way. Get you to think. I say to my students, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to teach you how to think. And you work it out. So what you don't attach your happiness to, right? Number 1 is things. Things. I was as happy driving my 1973 putrid orange colour Datsun 180B. Which only had one seat because the passenger seat broke and the driver's seat broke, and I couldn't go to the wreckers to get a second hand because it broke. And so I kept it up with a lump of 42. And it wasn't quite long enough, so the front seat sat in the back, so it looked like I was in the back seat. Now, this cool, I look like I'm in a race car. Driving. And I remember driving that car, and I loved it. And over here, I was driving Ferraris, Lamborghinis, but there's no more difference in happiness. My happiness is not attached to the car I drive. Do I love driving Ferraris? Yeah, they're cool, but it's not who I am. This is something that I drive. And it's a goal. Why not? Pick goals that will make something of you. Pick goals that will put pressure on you. Pick goals that will make you grow. Apply pressure in the right direction. I was just as happy when I was single than when I'm with someone. And sometimes when I realise if I'm happier when I'm single than when I'm with someone, I shouldn't be with that person. Your happiness shouldn't go. You shouldn't walk out the front door and go, oh. You should be walking into the door going, yeah. And I know in my first marriage, when I'd come home after a big day and I'd put the key in the door and I'd go, who's on the other side? Who is she tonight? And I thought, that's not the place I should be. So, don't attach your happiness to materialistic things, because things come and go. Things come and go. Money comes and goes. Overall, if you're growing as a person, your money will grow, but it won't be linear. If you're growing as a person, you'll do this. The overall movement will be up. Don't attach your happiness to people. Because people come and go. Sometimes people change. I don't think they change, I think they just reveal themselves. Well, you've changed. Well, wait a minute, maybe the pressure has just revealed a bit of prune. Ooh, who are you? I've never seen you before. What? You hear that? Pressure. Wait a minute, what's going on here? No, what's inside there? Maybe I don't know what's inside there. Maybe a bit of pressure. That's okay. It's not, nothing's right or wrong here. It's just what you're prepared to accept in your life. Because in your life, you get what you accept. You get what you accept. So if you accept being mistreated or disrespected, then that's not their fault. Whose fault is that? That's yours. Because you accepted it. You accepted that behaviour. Therefore, that life will keep treating you that way. I just remember the story of one of my students. She used to live up in North Queensland. She used to say how he had a pet crocodile. He used to feed it every morning. He used to go out there, he lived on the river, go out there with his meat and hand feed the crocodile. He said, wow, that's kind of cool, isn't it? He says, yeah, one day he went out and he fed the crocodile and the crocodile bit his arm off. Well, it was odd that the crocodile didn't do that. What's wrong with the crocodile? Why is he eating his arm? That's what crocodiles do. Don't try to change the crocodile. I'm going to change this crocodile and turn him into a leopard. I'm going to treat him nice, hand feed him, pat him, go woof woof. Sit. And the crocodile may entertain you for a while. But eventually the crocodile is going to do what a crocodile does. What's the crocodile do? First of all, it eats people. There's enough evidence to show that. So, part of the scorpion, it's not if, it's just when. Oh, see my pet rattlesnake. I hang him around my neck every day. Has he bitten you yet? No, he doesn't bite. Yes, he does. Just he hasn't bitten yet. He's waiting for the right time. He's watching you fatten yourself up. Yes, just about right. So, be a good, if anything I can share with you, be a good observer. And so I'm going to change him. If he kills me, I'm going to change him. Well, he'll probably die. But it's up to you to accept the responsibility of the consequences of what you accept in life. So don't attach happiness to things. Yeah, some people attach their happiness to the weather. Isn't that strange? Sunny they're happy. It's raining they're sad. Actually, sometimes it's always sad. If it's hot, oh, it's hot. I find it amazing. I was brought up in Papua New Guinea, and so third world country, nothing out there, just heat. Came down in Queensland, lived my life in Queensland mostly, and people say, no, I'm in New Zealand, right? People say, oh, it's so hot. What do you mean? It's hot. It's hot. It's been hot summer. Queensland. So of course it's hot. It's called Queensland. If it was snowing, you'd be concerned. If it wasn't hot, you'd say, what's going on? It's summer in Queensland. It's not hot. But they whinge about something which is a normal thing. One thing I know about Australia, being living here most of my life, and I live in New Zealand now, is that one thing Australia always does, and every time it happens, everyone gets shocked about it. Summer, oh, it's hot. Why are you shocked? Is this your first year here? No, I lived here for 20 years. Really? And you haven't worked that out yet? You haven't worked out around February, January, around Australian Open tennis, it gets like unbearably hot. You haven't worked that one out. A bit slow on the uptake there, Ollie. I was over there talking to someone at the hill, they say, oh, these big storms are coming. Yeah, around about this time. Around about this time. So, oh yes, no. And I'm thinking, he's talking about 60. I'm thinking, wow, is this your first year in Brisbane? No, I lived here all my life. I remember 74 floods. The house next to me flooded down the street. I mean, there's a clue. What's in the house? Flooded down just the house. And then they came to our house. I was visiting from New Guinea at my auntie's place. We're up there and the water came up to the front step. And the house, down it goes. They said, look, there goes your house. So there's a clue. I moved in this country, houses could float down the street. And ever since then, there's always floods. I used to live at Lakelands down the coast. And I had 4 dogs, and they used to go underneath, and a little closure, big closure actually. And I was on the Lakelands golf course, there's a lake. And I was overseas. And so happened, that time came. The floods. And they actually called them the floodplains. There's a clue. And one of my team rang up and said, oh, everything's flooding around here. You want me to go and check your dogs? I said, that'd be good. Because they're under the house, 3-story and the bike, and they're okay. Because the fence is this high, but they're okay because they swam out over the fence. There's a big table and they swam out and we've got the safety. Floods, there's a clue. People go, oh no, the floods. Oh, the bushfires. Yeah, I remember the bushfires. They come in cycles, right? My point being, be a good observer. Well, just okay, I can't change that. I'm going to get upset about it. Why get upset about something I can't control? I can't control the people. I can't control events, can't control the weather. See, that's God's favourite source of amusement. You know what God's favourite source of amusement is? Watching the weather forecast. He sits up there going, oh, you got it wrong again. So don't attach your happiness to things, the weather, people, or achievements. There's a great saying which I share with my team. If you're nothing without the medal, you're nothing with the medal. If you're nothing without the medal, you're nothing with the medal. Because a medal won't make you a winner. My favourite saying, which I made up, winning doesn't make you a winner. Being a winner makes you win. Sometimes you can win accidentally. You would go, Lotto, hey, I'm wealthy. Where's the money go? Away. Being a winner. So be a winner and win whether you win or lose. Now, some of my most proudest fights are the ones I've lost. But I went through hell with a worthy opponent who I respect. And we fought the battle. And they got the edge. And we came off just, how good is that? That made something. I pushed through that. When Pete hit me that time, yeah, even though everything inside was screaming like a, and I was going, yes, this is making me stronger. And to get stronger, I have to face him again and face him again. Just keep getting hit until I learn how not to get hit. But don't attach because you won't always win. I've won 16 world titles. Wow, that's a lot, since you haven't known how many I've lost. One of my other proud students, Gia Cleo, I'm very proud of them and what they built here, is a girl called Estelle, and she is in Tauranga. I was there last week, and she graduated from the Max 3 years ago, and she became a trainer, then a personal trainer in Australia, went back, and she's opened up a business there. And the business now is called Bout Fitness, and they're at capacity. They can't take any more members. Capped, waiting list. And I'm there talking to her about opening up a second gym. How to do that. And that's a part of our mentoring. We mentor our students, not just to qualification, but most importantly to build the life they want, but most importantly, become the person they need to be to deserve the things they attract. And then I started chatting to her, and I did an interview with her, and it'll be for my files, and she's a world taekwondo champion as well. An amazing fighter. But she said her first 6 world titles she lost in the first round. So that's 12 years. She went to the World Championships for 12 years in a row and lost every time in the first round. And normally in the division, her division is like 60, 70 fighters. And in 2012, I was there in Brighton and I watched her fight and she won the World Championship. But she lost 12 years. And then she won and became one of the greatest fighters in the world. Isn't that amazing? So lucky. See, a lot of people lose once and go, oh, what bother? Lost in the first one. I see that. Enjoy the loss. Take the lesson. Take the lesson and apply that to the world, and eventually you'll win. So she didn't actually have her confidence taken away from her through those losses, through the lack of achievements. Because just going on the mat and fighting and putting your heart and soul into it is an achievement in itself. Michael Jordan says, no, I can handle losing, but I can't handle not trying. Handle losing, I can't handle not trying. So there's some clues of what not to attach your happiness and your emotion and your feelings to. By all means, celebrate the success, but also celebrate the loss, because you're celebrating the lesson. And that is great. That is a greater value in the lesson than the thing that you win. It's not the money that's important if you want to get rich. It's the person you have to become to deserve the money. Because in life you don't get what you want. That's silly. It doesn't happen. There's a lot of people wanting stuff that don't have it. You definitely don't get what you need. It's not needing people anymore, they haven't got it. And many times if you're always aiming for what you want, you won't get it because you always want more. Or want more money. So what you want is not the money, but the want of more money. So no matter how wealthy you get, you always want more. So you're never satisfied. And need, well, that's unattractive. Don't bring me your need, bring me your seed. Needy people, you like needy people? I need you. Really? You can't have someone who you need because that's draining. Because then when they go, you're insecure. So in life, you don't get what you want, you don't get what you need, you get what you deserve. In 99% of times. Because there is extreme circumstances that things happen that are out of people's control. Like a kid getting cancer, right? Be born in a war-torn country. They don't deserve that. But in Australia and New Zealand, where you have freedom to be whoever you want. So he's said, don't focus on what you want or what you need. Focus on becoming more deserving. Becoming more deserving. Because success is not one of those things you chase. You don't chase success. You attract it by becoming attractive. You don't chase money. It's like chasing pigeons. You attract it by creating a wealthy mindset of value. You don't chase love. That's called stalking. You attract it by becoming lovable. And if you're lovable, it doesn't matter who's with you. Because the most important thing, you love yourself. The greatest company I have is my own. Because what happens in here is just paradise. No matter where I am, whether I'm getting punched in the head, or I'm laying on the beaches in Hawaii, or making love to my wife, or making money, or driving my Aston Martin. It's just fantastic. It doesn't matter if it's hot, it's cold, it's rain, it's not attached to that. I have my own little paradise. It's a little bubble of happiness. And someone tries to infiltrate it with prunes, then how long do they last in my life? Not very long. Because then if I keep them in, then I accept them. And don't invite a terrorist into your home. It won't end well. It won't end well. Don't accept it. It won't end well. I'll change them. No. The only person who can change them is who? Themselves. So, interesting, I saw this quote by Keith Ledger, the Australian actor who took his own life. And there's a quote, I don't know if you hear all this stuff, someone says that, you see on the little post, or the quotes. I think there's a great quote from Bruce Lee. And the quote is, I haven't said half the shit they say I've said. But they're great quotes. So don't worry about the truth. Don't let the truth get in the way of a good message. I'll use an example. I posted on my martial art Facebook page for my fighters now, and it says, you're never too old to do martial arts. And the message is, you're never too old to live your dream life. And it's a post of Willie Nelson. I heard Willie Nelson, young people may not know. Right? Great country singer. And there's a post of him getting his 5th Dan black belt in karate at age 81. How cool is that? What a great message. Oh, that's a good message. Because a lot of people use age as an excuse. Right? They use age as a reason why they're unhappy or why they can't do what they do. And so, you've got to, and I don't care what people do with it, I really don't. But some people say that's fantastic, and some people, well, I don't know what they, I don't even go there. But there was this little comment I noted, and it says, it's quite a negative little comment, and it said something like, you're a bit late. You got it in 2014, and what did I do with that person? Delete. Okay. That's what you do, right? With the prune. That's right. Rotten apple? No, I'm going to unrotten this apple. I love it. Clear it. Moisturize it. Some apple juice in it. No, it's wrong. Just let it go. Now, and the quote from Heath Ledger was, people ask when you meet someone, they always ask, what do you do? What do you do? Now the challenge with that is what most people do is not who they are. What most people do is not who they are. I was talking to a lawyer last night who came to our Max seminar on marketing, and he said, unfortunately, most lawyers are miserable. And that's coming from a lawyer. He says most lawyers, they're good at school, they go and do law because that's expected. They become a lawyer and all of a sudden they're trapped in this toxic environment of law. Now, not to say there aren't lawyers who are really happy, but he said most of them. And one of my graduates, Sheena Jane Martin, who was a lawyer, and she was a very successful lawyer. She got honours in law, but she found it was sickening. It was a toxic environment because she loved fitness. And she came to Max, she quit law, did Max. Now she's an international professional bikini girl over in the USA competing in Olympia with an online business that's making about 5 times more than what she was making when she's doing law. But it's not about the money, but now what she does and who she is the same thing. There's happiness. What you think, what you say, what you do should all be the same thing. That's called integrity. That's called integrity. Now, the quote was, now people say, what do you do? When they should be saying, are you happy? I thought, wow, that's cool. Because really, what do most people want? Happiness. They just want to be happy. But they think maybe achieving something will make them happy. Achieving a body competition, that will make me happy. Well, in that moment of euphoria, woohoo! Yes, you are happy, but it's not deep happiness. It's just attached to a body fat level or an achievement, and that's great, but it's short-lived. Because when things change, then your feelings change. Your feelings should always be the same. So maybe, rather than saying, what do you do? Maybe this might be a good question. And most people won't know how to answer it. Who are you? You know your question. Who are you? Because who you are will track what you got. A lot of people don't ask that. I'm always asked that. Who am I? What? It's not about being what's my purpose in life and all sorts of stuff. It's just who am I? I want to live my life according to who I am. So where I am, what I do, what I have, how I think, I want to say. Everything is in alignment with each other. And that comes, I know you've done lots of sessions with G and Cleo about values, and that's a big part of that. But here's a great question. Who are you? When people say, well, why you do what you do, the best answer I have is that's who I am. I was up late last night. We had a seminar last night. This is most of my days over at the Hilton of Marketing, and I didn't get to bed late. But I'm not. I don't look at the clock. I'm just going to get back to the room. I start doing my stuff and linking in with the people I love and all that bit, and building the business that I love and all that bit. Before I know, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. And Mara said, what time is it? I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. I don't attach my tiredness to a time. If you didn't know how much sleep you had, how tired would you be? A lot of people talk to themselves as being tired. I'm really tired. Well, if you didn't know how much sleep you had, how tired would you be? You actually talk yourself into, now, 3.5 hours. Oh, geez, I'm tired. Isn't that interesting? Rory got up this morning. She went for a walk with some of her Max shoots really early, so she was, we got up at 5. I woke up at 5, so a few hours sleep. And I didn't go back to sleep because I was thinking about great stuff. Am I tired? Of course not. Will I catch up and sleep? Probably not. But when you do what you love, then what else would you do? You wouldn't want to sleep through your life, would you? So, who are you? Great question. Who is maybe identifying your values? And I'm not going to go into that. What are your values? What are the things that make you happy? I'm very clear on my values. I know exactly how I live my life. Mine are attached to my hand, and you've already done this, right? I'm positive. I don't accept negativity. Everything happens. I look at the positive side of life. Like, life's bright. So, blah, blah. People say, oh, it's windy. Yeah, great for kites. Oh, it's raining. Yeah, the ducks are happy. I love ducks. It screws their head up, right? Because they just want you to join their little, negative party to justify their own negativity or view of the world. I remember I was at Royal Beach buying a gelati many years ago. And there's a girl that I haven't seen for a long time since I was early in the gym scene. Her name is Rosella, I think, or something like that. Can't remember. Rose something. And I said, hey Rose, how are you going? I haven't seen her like 20 years. And I was so happy to see her because I remember we had a great relationship and we didn't know each other very well, but she had a good, a good ethos about her. Yeah, she's a nice girl, nice spirit. I like that. You get to feel that about people. And she goes, I said, how are you? I just got divorced. I said, oh, isn't that fantastic? Congratulations. And she's looking at me like, what? Congratulations. I said that thing. Obviously someone wasn't happy. Either you weren't happy, so well done. You're no longer in that relationship, or they're not happy, which means you don't want to be someone who's unhappy with you, so why do you want to be there? So congratulations. Now you've got a great opportunity to start again. And find the person who's really right for you. Well done. That takes courage to chase your dream. Well done. She's just going, she didn't know how to compute that. Because you want everyone else to say, oh, poor Rose. Let's have a little pity party. Rather than taking responsibility and saying, hey, the marriage sucked. If it didn't suck, you'd be still sucking on each other, right? Not wanting to go and suck on someone else. I don't want you to start with me because of my pity. I want you to be here because you're an independent, strong, and you love yourself, and I'm independent, and I'm strong, and I love ourselves, and I love us. But I never compromise me for you, and you never compromise you for me. That way, we're never going to be insecure and jealous and all that shit that goes on in relationships. I'm about to go down the coast with G. We're going to play golf. Oh, and Rose going, yeah, have a great time. So, where are you going? Yeah, where are you going? I'm an adult. I'm 53 years of age. You're not my mum. But you'd never say that, because that would be disrespectful for her own character. That would be pulling yourself down. Rather than saying, I'm confident who I am and what I stand for. And if you don't want to be a part of that, then fuck off. How good's that? Because I'm happy by myself. You are not my life. You're not my other half. I'm one. You can join, and I'll join you. We'll have a great time. But don't take from me my freedom, who I am, using those strings of guilt or whatever it might be. It's easy to do that, and that's what people love. They respect that inner strength of who you are. And that's displays in the things you do, whether it be doing into a body competition or doing weight training or your career or your relationships. It's all attached. You start within, and the outside works itself out. But never let that toxin in. Know what your values are. I'm positive. I'm an achiever. I do stuff, but the stuff I love. If it's not important to me, I remember this guy came and said, let's have a race. Let's have a race to the pole. He says, yeah, okay, let's have a race. You ready to go? 1, 2, 3. And he goes, bang! And I just walk. I don't give a shit about that race. They're more important races than I'll put an effort in, right? I choose my races. I choose my fights. I choose my courses. I don't get wrapped up in other people's courses. Okay, that's your life. Come and join me there. No, you're fun. No. Oh, come on. Okay. No! Come to my party. Have a great time. Come on. No. Come on to my party. If I want to come to your party, I come. Then I try to say, oh, come on. I'm my dog. Come on. Come on. If I come. But I'm very, I won't use that weak thing, I'll try to get there. You know what try is? An excuse in advance. Someone says, I'll try to get there. Are they coming? No, it says, I'll try. Really? Try. You must say, no. At least be honest to say, no, I'm not coming. Have a great party though. Send me the photos. Then I say, why aren't you coming? Then you come up with some lip excuse. Oh, Grandma's in town and she's ingrown toenail. And I have to look after her and lie. Then you say, didn't Grandma die last party? Oh, I've got another Grandma. Yeah, bought her off the shelf on discount. Goodness me. You always be called out, they know, just say no. You know what? If you just say no, they won't ask you again. That's good, they have to go through that process again. Next time, they come back next time. And that's not right or wrong, you know what I mean? That's not right or wrong. You see, you know, life is a magical thing, but I don't know about you, and I've noticed as I get older, life is like a toilet roll. The closer to the end you get, the faster it seems to go. You know, grade 1 to grade 2, God, that took forever. Oh, it was only yesterday, I was 30. This was yesterday. I still think I look the same. I wouldn't wear the t-shirt I wore back then. Well, I want to, but I know life just flies, right? So why would you, I was saying to one of my students yesterday, he says, one of my students, a very successful personal trainer now, and he says, it's important that you choose your clients. Choose your clients. Okay. Well, should they choose you? No. You choose them. Because what you're giving away is the most valuable thing in the world. Is time. And the older you get, the more you realise how valuable time is. It runs out. And before then you start using that pathetic excuse. Oh, I'm too old. Really? Too old? Yeah, that's a good one. Willie Nelson, 5th down black belt, 81. That's the message, right? You're never too old. You're just wiser. And think crack a bit more. But what is an hour of your life worth? What price will you put on an hour of your life? See, if I go to someone's party and I don't like the people there, that's an hour I'm not going to get back. I can actually spend that with my dogs. I love my dogs. I can spend that with my wife. I love my wife. I can spend that with me. And I love me. Or you spend that with G on the golf course talking great stuff. Not weather. G, I think it's going to rain. If I said that to G, he'd probably look at you just go, what happened to you? What happened to you? So, your values are vital. Why achieving? Health and fitness, long finger, really important. That's a really important value to me. Gold nugget, so much so I've got a little gold ring where it looks like a gold nugget. Because without health, you've got nothing. Nothing else matters. Learning, educating and contributing, which is my other value. That's why I'm here. I love to. Passion is pass I on. It's not what you get for your kids, it's what you leave in your kids that's most important. That's the greatest lesson. And I've learned that from my father. He gave me lots of beltings. Isn't that a common sight? Get over here. Seriously. But one of those beltings, every belting had a massive lesson. Now I'm not saying belt, right? That's old school. But I learned. I remember I grew up in Guinea and we used to live in this fibro type house, and I used to play soccer then. It wasn't very good. Well, it was not. It's wasn't on the field. And I kicked the ball up against the house. Right? There's this house in Stewart's type thing. I kicked the ball and that's how I practiced soccer after school. I'd walk back from school, I just kicked the ball, bang. And my dad said, I'll be good for months. Just kick the ball. And out of the blue, my dad said, Kerry, I want you to stop kicking the ball up against the house. I said, why is that? Because it's only about a fibro. We want to break the fibro. Put a hole in the house. Not a very solid house, right? And it's like a ball puts a hole in it. But, oh, really? Where am I going to kick the ball? Well, that's your problem. So I came back home from school the next day, and now my law can't kick the ball. So I'm kicking the ball, and it's very different when you kick the ball, you have to run after it. I kicked the ball, and I thought, wow, I missed my wall. I thought to myself, because he used to get home at 4:15. You remember these things, right? Because attached to that thing was a message. A lesson. So I'm kicking it, and I thought, if I stop, because he came home on the dot, right, 4:15. So I thought I'd go to, around about 4:05, maybe so. And it was, I don't know, it was probably, I don't know when it happened, the exact time, because I was too distraught to look at the time. But I kicked the ball, and it was I think it was one of the earlier kicks, right? Yeah, I did pick you up there. The ball in a big hole. Goes straight through, the fibre goes through, and so I'm trying to put my arm in the house to see if I can somehow maybe sticky tape it back up. I don't know, I'm optimistic. I thought, cool. So I go inside, get a comic. We didn't have Facebook then, we read comics. And I was laying there, and I was waiting for him to come up. And I was going through, what can I say? I said, the pickaninny's different. Because we had natives living on our property, we were good friends. Yeah, I've got Oliver Coat. That's the place with that. It is so cool. And so I already had my skis lined up. And I didn't, it's like Pete with the punch, I didn't see, felt nothing. I was just laying there. I didn't hear this ute come up. I didn't hear the door open. I heard nothing. But all of a sudden, I had like this stinging, painful across my leg. There was the bell. Bam! Woof! I threw the comic up in the air. I said, "The pickaninny's did it!" So did what? That's right. So that was his old school Irish. But he never hit me if there was because I broke my leg. Don't hit people. But don't accept excuses either. Don't accept poor behaviour or whatever like that. So values, know what your values are. And the last value is I'm a professional. Classy, stylish, I'm a professional. So I always dress, I'm always the dressed person in the world because that's the standard I live my life. I want nothing but the best. I deserve the best because I aim to be the best in everything that I do. Therefore, I present the best. And to someone comes to me for my expertise, for me not to give them my best to them is disrespectful, mostly to me. So if you have a serious goal, I will be serious about it. I dress professionally, I approach professionally, and that's my value. I won't show up today in my little bike pants and singlet after doing a bicep workout because that would be disrespectful for you. You came here for some good stuff, so I'm going to give you good stuff and I'm going to present it in a good way. Everything that I can, I'll give you everything. I'm not going to go, should I wear a tie or why not wear a tie? Should I wear a tie? See, if you have to ask the question, you already know the answer. If you have to ask the question, you already know the answer. Because now you're trying to debate yourself out of the right thing. Should I give G the tie? Should I give the tie? Well, that answers the question. For me to have that conversation gives me the answer. Should I do the right thing? Should I do the right thing? Should I do the easy thing or the right thing? Easy thing, the right thing. See, life is really easy. You have to differentiate what is the easy thing versus what is the right thing. The right thing is the hard thing. The easy thing is to go one round with Pete and say, okay, I've had enough, thank you very much. That's the easy thing. Go back to the nipple with mama, cry in the lap. The right thing is, I want to be better, and I have to take the lesson. The right thing will lose you things, money, ego, right? But you've done the right thing because you'll be better and stronger for it. Most people take the easy thing. Because they take the easy thing, they're sensitive, weak, soft. Life just goes boom, and they go, ah! Rather than taking responsibility. And I'm no psychologist, but I've been around a while, and I'm a good observer. But when someone comes up with a tag to define you, then you use it as an excuse. When lactase intolerance came in, everyone was lactase intolerant. Chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic fatigue, everyone had chronic fatigue. I'm so tired, I must be chronic fatigue. And you talk yourself into the disease, rather than taking responsibility of why you're tired and doing something about it. I've been around the block a few times. I'm seeing these come and go, come and go, come and go, come and go. Paleo's gone, now we're into ketone stuff. They'll be gone. There was a zone, there's a liver cleansing diet. I've seen it in everything in life. It comes and goes. And people attach themselves and they put themselves in that little box and they get defined by it, restricted by it. And they never learn to take responsibility or learn for themselves. Don't jump in someone else's diet box. It's the worst thing you can do. Don't jump into someone else's box. When I was saying to Estelle, when she was wanting to open up a business, she thought about buying a franchise. I said, wow, that's interesting. I said, Estelle, do you like to have initiative, and do you like to be creative, and do you like control? She says, yes, yes, yes. I said, then why do you want to jump in someone else's box and be confined by that box of that franchise? Build your own box. Don't live in someone else's life. Don't live in someone else's box. Don't take someone else's diet. Yeah, take the message and build your own palace. Don't go to jail. Where are you going? You're going to a job that I hate, to do what I hate, for someone I hate, and they pay me. Wow, how much do they pay? Oh, I'm on good money. Really? How much is that? Oh, I earn $1,000 a week. Really? You sold your life out for $1,000 a week? If I offer you $1,000 to go and sit in a jail, oh wow, that's great. Because the jail, the bars are made up of dollars. Rather than living in there, waiting and begging for a pay rise, hoping to be treated well, why don't you just go and build your own palace, based on your own values? So you can do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want. I was talking to Mervyn yesterday about diets, weren't we, Mervyn? He says, don't go and buy someone else's lunchbox. Oh, I'll do the ketone lunchbox. Woohoo! See, what you are conditioning yourself is not even to think. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it's not right for you because you didn't create it. You didn't create it, you just bought it. You just bought into it because someone said, this is good for you, okay. All of a sudden you're in a relationship where someone's telling you what to do. You're in a job where someone else is telling you what to do. You're eating what someone else is telling you to do. You train the way someone else is doing, and you're living your life according to how other people tell you. Like, that sucks, man. It's not going to end well. Then you're on to the next box. Then on to the next box. Next job, next box, next diet, next guru. Following the gurus. Be your own guru. The only way you can do that is if you know who you are. And question everything. Question who you are. Why am I doing this? Do I really want to be here? Because frustration and anxiety is where your mind and your body is not in the same place. If your body's in jail and your mind's out there on the beaches, well, that's pretty tough, right? If you're in a relationship and your mind's with someone else, that's pretty tough. If your mind in this job but you want to open up a business, that's pretty tough. You're selling your life down, eventually you'll be gone. And you just go, shit, what happened? And you end up this miserable old person in retirement looking for your false teeth. Go, life's tough. You know, I sacrifice my life. Don't sacrifice your life for anyone, just live your life. It's the best thing you can do. It's not what you do for your kids, it's who you become for the kids. It's going to be the biggest message because people watch. Kids don't listen, they just watch. I was fortunate I had a father who had great integrity. He always did the right thing. He just had black and white. His life was black and white. And even though when he belted me, I said, yep, of course he did. I was expecting it. That's why I was reading the comic. He's like, what story? I'm having this discussion. Guess I know what's happening, and I know why it happened because I made it happen. I took responsibility for it. I didn't love him any less for it. I actually thanked him for it. Because if he didn't do that, then the lesson is gone. If I didn't take the tide, the lesson is gone. And it's my responsibility to pass the lesson forward. If you don't like me, I don't care. But you will like the lesson if you apply it. If I take the lesson, you'll like me, but you'll be no better. You'll be worse. Because now you think life owes you. Now you think life is easy. No, life is doing the hard things, the right things that make your life magnificent. And sometimes you may have to go back to zero-based thinking. Break everything apart and start again. I was talking to one of my students just about a business. I said, if you started again, knowing what you know now, would you build what you built? I said, no. Then there you go. You've got another 60 years of life left. If you keep doing what you're going to do, those 60 years will run you by. And the next 5 years, the next 10 years, they're going to pass you by anyway, and they'll pass quick. Before you know it, you go, oh. Talking to one of my martial arts students. He's a great cricketer, and he comes from the Netherlands. And his dream is to go and play for the Netherlands. I said, what the hell are you doing here in front of me doing taekwondo? Because if you're in cricket, you do have that window of opportunity, and there is a time when you're probably getting a bit too old. I was good at cricket when I was young, but my shoulder right now couldn't do that. So hey, what are you doing here being a chiropractor? You can be a chiropractor anytime. You can do taekwondo anytime. but you've only got a limited opportunity to play for the Netherlands. His name is Daniel de Bruyne. And to this day, thanks to, and Rory had a frantic chat to him as well, that those seeds germinated. He says, I'm going. And he's played for the Netherlands. So now, there's going to be no regrets. The only thing that you will regret are the things that you didn't do. Not the things that you did, the things that you didn't do. Most people don't do it because they're too scared. They're too scared to be them because they're afraid other people will judge them. What other people think of you is none of your business. Today, some of you may like me. Some of you may not like me. But I didn't come here to be liked, because Kman does not care one rat's ass whether you like me or not. I didn't come here to be liked. If I came here to be liked, I would have come here with some donuts and some coffees and tried to bribe you to like me. I'm cautious of that. Wait a minute. I'm here just to be me. And if you don't like you, maybe you say, well, hey, maybe that will maybe inspire me to be me. And if someone doesn't like you for who you are, then they don't deserve you. They don't deserve you. If they're trying to change you, then they don't deserve you. If they're trying to tell you what to do, they don't deserve you. We all know this. Are you too scared? What do all your Facebook friends with you? I don't know. I think last year I got 2,400 Facebook friends. Isn't that amazing? I don't even know them. If someone can be my friend, okay. They say any negative, delete. You know how many friends I really got? Count on one hand. Yeah, people I hang out with, mostly my 4 dogs and my wife. Casey with G and some. I don't know. But you know, they're acquaintances and stuff like that. And obviously they want to be part of Max because they're part of Max and all those sort of stuff. But you know, that's all false. If they don't like me, if they're going to you, guess what's inside them? If I squeeze the orange, what comes out?
Orange juice.
Yeah, this is prune juice. I know what's in. So if they're angry, guess what's inside them? Anger. Who has to live with that 24/7? Because I just happen to be the person in front of them that made them angry or brought that out. When I'm gone, I'll be replaced with someone. So if someone's that, the angry person goes away as the angry person. But don't take the anger onto you. Winston Churchill says it beautifully, don't bark at barking dogs. They'll beat you every time because they're dogs. And that's what they do, they bark. If you try to bark, oh, got to out-bark them. Right? Don't argue with an idiot, because then you have 2 idiots arguing. And they'll beat you every time because they've been an idiot a lot longer than you. They're a seasoned idiot, they've probably been born it. Right? Someone says something stupid or something idiot or judgmental or nasty, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. But something nasty is nasty. Whether you shoot it at, no matter how you actually justify it, it doesn't matter. Because now I know you've got nastiness in you. And it's not if, it's just when I become the target of your nastiness because I don't do what you want me to do. Or I do something which you don't like, so you judge it. If you can live a life with these 2 things, no judgment, just observation. Because everyone has a right to live the way they want to live. To me, as long as you're not hurting kids and animals, I don't care what you do. Because adults they should be able to stand up for themselves, right? And yes, I'll protect if I have to. Right? But if you're not prepared to protect yourself and keep using me to protect you, then you're actually not getting better. And forgiveness. Forgiveness, non-judgmental and forgiveness. Someone does something, no, I don't think they have to forgive me. They just who they are. The crocodile goes and tries to bite my leg. Whoa! Look at that. Hey, crocodile. See, I like crocodiles. I reckon they're kind of cool. John Ron song, Crocodile Rock. I wouldn't have one as a pet. But what I do if I'm walking on the street and I see a Labrador, I'll go, oh, Labrador. Wag the tail. That's what you do with a Labrador, right? Because they're a Labrador. If I'm walking the street and there's a crocodile there, and I go, hey, crocodile, how you going? No. I go, hey, crocodile, How you going? Yeah, good day. Oh, look, well, I'm not going to go and hug it. No, I'm not going to go and try to change a nasty person. I just become in their radar. You can choose. It's a big world. You're a big person. I was talking to one of my clients the other day. He's going through some challenge. I said, you're a big boy. You work it out. She says, yeah, I am. Good. But they're going to go, call you. Take responsibility. You know, sweat and tears are made of water and salt, right? One will get you sympathy, one will get you results. Turn your tears into sweat, and the tears will go away. Because just do the tears, you just keep getting tears. And you get sensitive to releasing tears. And all of a sudden, it's just, you don't even have to be a bang! You just be a yippee, and then you become sensitive to everything. And in this politically sensitive age, like, I don't know. And yes, there are some legitimate people who are going through some legitimate challenges. But I think a lot of people just use that as an excuse because they're not taking responsibility. Brian Tracy, a great speaker in the USA, says your mental health challenges, and this is, he said this back in the 80s, before mental health was even a thing. And it's a big thing, right? And not to say that. And I don't know the solution. But his words is, a lot of the mental health is reflective of how much responsibility you take for your life. And that's hard for some people who are hanging on to that blanket to get sympathy or attention or whatever. But what I do know, I was watching TV this morning, had a little flick around. There's a guy who's in the Korean War, and I don't know if you saw it. He's in the Korean War. Left his bride after 1 week, and he was a captain, and he went into battle in his first week, into his first battle, and he charged in, and a bullet went through his chest, and a hand grenade blew up behind him. And he's talking you through it, and he says, my mind left my body, and I floated above my body, and I looked down at my body, and I had no pain, no feeling, no nothing. And I floated over the hill because I didn't know what happened. And there were my fellow soldiers fighting the Koreans. And they were shooting and killing and bombs going off. And I'm up there and I'm thinking, this is interesting. Then I said to myself, get back to where you belong. And I went back to my body. I went back into my body. And then the pain started. And I was excruciating pain. And what brought me back to my body was my life and my wife. That's some serious shit. Right? That is some serious shit. And what makes people break down today in the greatest country in the world, with the greatest opportunity in the world, in Australia and New Zealand, life has never been better, yet we're all depressed, all suicidal, or sad, or diseased, and we're walking around like a whole bunch of victims. Now that's hard for some to hear. And there are some who are legitimate, like the kid who gets bone cancer. They don't deserve that shit. But the person who smokes himself into lung cancer, well done. Goal achieved. Woo! Well done. You set out a goal to kill yourself with a fag. Zero sympathy. Because you know, over client, he smokes. He says the last thing I want to tell you to do is smoke, not to smoke, because that would be silly, that would be disrespectful. You know what it's doing, but if you want to do that, that's your life. That's okay. If you're fat, you ate it. Now they're all going through all the reasons why people are fat and ignoring all the laws of physics. I find that fascinating. It's my hormones, it's insulin, yabba yabba do. If you're broke, you spent it. Isn't that easy? Life is simple. We'll watch that. Why am I broke? I think you know. Why am I fat? Really? Why am I unhappy? Seriously? Are you asking yourself that? Maybe you should look around. Because what you see around you is probably a reflection of what's in you. If you don't like what's in you, then change what's within. I started to change the seed, change the values. Live according to the rules, according to you, and then you'll be happy no matter what's happening around you. So, if you want to do that, I'll give you a little thing to finish off with. You've got 15 minutes, right? Now, if you want to live the life you want, achieve the goals you want to achieve, then you have to be an ass. Okay? You have to be an ass. You like that one? If you've got to be an ass, be a nice ass. Check out that ass. A, attitude. As Zig says, your attitude determine your altitude. Attitude. As you probably know, my attitude is always positive. It's like the kid that came back from school and he's really upset. His dad says, "Oh, what's going on, Junior?" He says, I think I failed my English test. And his dad, being a positive guy, says, "Come on, Junior, be more positive than that." He says, "You're right, Dad, I'm positive I failed my English test." If you fail an exam, you probably know. I ask people when they come out with their kids, how did you go on the exam? So, I don't know, I'm hoping. You know. You know. Of course you know. Oh, I don't know. Yes, you do. I don't know. When I come out of an exam, I know if I nailed it. Nailed that sucker. If I didn't do the work, I come and go, of course I failed. But I didn't fail. I just got what I deserved. I just got what I deserved. Some people do nothing and hope for everything. Isn't that fascinating? I hope it's better. What have you done? Nothing. I've got one of my fighters at the moment. You know who you are. He hasn't done the work. He's going to the world titles. I'm thinking, it's going to be ugly. It's his turn to learn the lesson. I hope he comes up with one of those angry Argentinians. They are angry. You don't want to be in a dogfight with them. I've had many dogfights, but they're tough. Right? They're more tough. They came out of their womb with calluses. They came out kicking. It's one of their big sports over there. Some people, you know, they're tough because that's their environment. I've been over Argentina. I see how they live. I know how they grow up. Beautiful people. They're tough. Right? You know, attitude. So, positive. There's a good start. I'll give you 3 bits. Positive. Got to have a positive attitude. That's your decision. It is a decision. It's not something you wait for. What are you waiting for? Positivity. Tick the other box. Does it come yet? It doesn't come. You just be. Right? It's a condition. Your mind is a muscle. If I want to get a stronger bicep, right, I go and do chin-ups. I go and do squats. I don't sit there going, "Come on, get strong." What are you waiting for? Big quads. Waiting for my arse to drop off too. Got too much flame on that. No? Do these jeans make me look too fat? Does these jeans make my bum look fat? No, it's the fat that makes your bum look fat. Stop blaming the jeans, for heaven's sake. Oh, this photo makes me look fat. No, you make it look fat. It's just a photo. It's called the truth. Embrace the truth. We didn't say the truth will set you free, right? Oh no, I don't know why I'm fat. Really? These jeans that make me do. No, it's my husband. No, it's you. You decide. You decide what you think. It's not what happens to you, it's what you think what happens to you. You can't change the past, it's what you think of the past. And you can change the future right this instant. I call it the rule of 1. If I'm going north, 1 step, I'm going south. I'm in a relationship going the wrong way, ta-ta, you're going that way, I'm going this way. Where are you going? Right? Come back. No. I said, "Do you really want to go this way?" "Yes, I really want to do." "Are you sure?" "I know." "You should." "No, I won't." You're only 1 meal away from eating healthy. I have to eat. I've got to start eating healthy. Well, grab an apple. That's a good start. There's one action, right? You're only 1 activity from being active. You're only 1 thought from being positive. It's the rule of 1. It's not that hard. Then do 1, then 2. How do you conquer a journey of 1,000 miles? Is the first step. And do another step, another step. And you just got to trust the process. Listen to your inner compass. practice your values, live according to your moral compass, and just keep going. And if people don't, the right people will join you. The wrong people will drop off. But don't follow the wrong people. Where are you going? No. Don't follow someone else's shadow, because you end up living in their shadow. So, positive, polite, be nice, be polite. People are rude. You ever notice that? I send people texts and sometimes messages, and they don't respond. I find that fascinating. I respond to every text, every email, every message, and it's within 24 hours. I don't care if you're the worst person, but I will always be courteous to return. I say thank you. Someone says in an email, Kman, you're just an arsehole. I say thank you. Have a great day. I do. We get sometimes people require. One last night is jackass at something.com. And it was just a joke. So we sent a message, hey, thank you for inquiring. Hope you're having a great day. It's obviously someone taking the piss. I don't care. I just go, oh, thank you. I'm not going to start pissing back. Piss me off. The pissing contest for the pisser. Wow, you lose that one. No, they've been trained in that area. That's not my area of expertise. I don't do that. That's your expertise. You can condition yourself to be that person. Polite, productive. Make sure your positive is attached to something that's productive. Otherwise, you're just one who's going, what are you doing? I don't know. We'll call the people with the white jackets to come and take you away. Pat yourself so you don't hurt yourself. So make sure your productivity is attached. You know, your positive is attached to something. So, respect. 3 forms of respect. Beautiful, put together by my wife Rose. She loves this. This is her gym. First of all, who do you have to respect the most? Yourself. Right? So here's a great way to get self-respect by Brian Tracy. The rule of success. It's simple. And I could begin this whole chat in about this sentence. Here it is. Do what you say you're going to do. Isn't that cool?
Yep.
If you don't do what you say you're going to do, what happens to your self-respect? It goes up or down?
Down.
So there's only 2 things that you do or think in your life, and everything you do will have an effect. You'll do one or 2 things. You'll build your character or diminish your character. If you said you're going to go to the gym, you don't go to the gym, there's a building or diminishing character. Building or diminishing respect. If you don't brush your teeth because you're too lazy, building or diminishing. If you don't look after your body, building or diminishing. If you're not nice to your partner or loving your partner, building or diminishing. That's disrespectful to you. Most people disrespect themselves. They treat themselves poorly. They're in poor health, poor mental health. They do that to themselves. Just learn to respect yourself. You are the most important person in the world. Because if you're not respecting yourself, how can you respect others? 3 times. Respect other people is the second respect. Respect other people. You may not like them, but respect to have the right to think what they believe, whether it be whatever political belief it is, whatever view in the world it is, whatever cause it is. It may not be your thing, it may not be my thing, but they have a right to do that. As I said, as long as you're not hurting kids and animals, in my view, outside that, but don't be disrespectful to other people. I'll use something very politically volatile. You know, people disrespect Donald Trump. No, whether you hate him or not, it doesn't matter. He's a billionaire, you're not. He's the president, you're not. He's done massive things, and you may not like him. You may like him. I don't care. I respect him. I respect the crocodile. I'm not going to bed with the crocodile. But I respect, wow, you know, they have a certain strength, a certain thing which I can learn from that. Rather than judging it, why do you think, how do they do that? You don't learn from what you judge. You don't get what you judge. So, all those rich people, now you're definitely not going to get rich. Because you've just judged wealth. Rather than saying, how do they get rich? Even if you don't want to be rich. It's a good thing to know. How do they do that? And there's a lesson there that maybe I can apply into something that's important to me. So disrespect that people have, that's what we fought our whole life for the guys in the Korean War. These people gave up their life to give us the right to have the freedom to say what we want without being crucified in a free country. And you open your mouth and everyone goes and bashes you. That's completely disrespectful. They get onto cyberbullying and they attack, and people don't say anything because they're afraid that all the critics are going to attack them. Well, they're the critics. And we live in this land where everyone's scared to say anything because it might be politically unacceptable. What I do know is half of America voted for Trump. That's around about 150 million. Now, you may not like it, but maybe you should look at it and say, why? Okay, what are his top 6 policies? And not what the media say. Go to the truth and you may see, okay, maybe there's something in that. But he has the right, that's what they voted him. And just respect he's got 4 years. And you can vote him out next time you want to vote him out. But the ladies look like they're getting in, or liberal, it doesn't matter. Because successful people, as Warren Buffett, the richest man in the world for many years, he's worth about $80 billion, he says people who are successful, people who are wealth, they don't care who's in politics. They don't care who's in, because they always work around it. Whether the Democrats or Republicans, the Liberals or the Labours, it doesn't matter. Because my success is not attached to a political party. Because I have a way, you put a barrier there, I'll work around it. You put a barrier there, I'll work around it. That's who I am. I'm not going to sit there and judge the Rock, you bloody Rock! How dare you get in my way? Damn Rock, damn Rock, damn Rock! Whether that Rock is a politician, or that Rock is a person, or a Rock is a disbelief, or some doubt, doesn't matter. But don't blame the Rock. The Rock is a rock. And life will keep putting rocks and sometimes mountains to test your character, to see if you have the strength to climb the mountain and get over it. While the weak sit there and blame it, you're climbing it. That's what winners do. Rather than looking for excuses why you're not following your diet or not eating the way you want, that's what winners do. It doesn't matter what's in front of a winner, they'll go through it, they'll go around it, they'll dig under it, they'll go over it, they'll find a way. But what they don't do is sit around blaming or judging other people or judging obstacles. They use them to build their character. This is it. This is weight training for my mind. This is weight training for mind. Give me a chance. What will make you great is problems in your life. Because when you overcome a problem, you are better for it. So don't avoid problems. Seek good problems and seek bigger problems. I've been poor. I didn't have many problems. Financial ones. The bill would come in and it's $20. Oh God, $20. I remember in one of my businesses, I had a telephone bill come in, $20,000. Holy shit! Now, if I do a $20,000, you remember the days too.
Yeah, I remember the bill.
Of course, a lot cheaper now. There was my mobile bill was $10,000, and the landline bill. And I think that's a good problem, which means my sales team are on the phone. If the phone bill came in and it was like $500, I say, why am I paying $500,000 for these salespeople for? They're not using the phone because the bill's telling me that. That's a good problem. Because as you get more successful, you get bigger problems. When I fought Peter, amateur fighter, right? He beat me up, I kept fighting. Now I'm fighting world championships. Bigger fighters, stronger fighters, better fighters. These people go out to kill. Big, friendly here, smash, right, little problem. But that made me get stronger for the next one, and the next one. And every loss, every challenge makes me stronger mentally. And then, now you get to the stage where nothing. Let's go. No, jeez. How about I get here? You have to get here to get here. So, with self-respect, respect others. I respect my opponents. I love my opponents. Because if they weren't there, I'd have no one to fight. I'd have no one to fight. After I fought, win or lose, I go and give them the biggest hug. Wow, that was awesome. What a great battle. See, we're just throwing punches and kicks at each other constantly. The guy in Korea, they had real guns, bombs, you know? What? That is, now that is a hurdle, right? Get over yourself. Right? You're not going to die. Blood nose, bruised ego, don't have an ego. Get rid of it. Stop it. Hey, respect things. Respect things. Leave every place in a better place than you found it. Rubbish on the floor, pick it up. Respect things. Respect clothes. Respect your car. Clean your car. I look at people's cars, look in the back, oh my gosh. I'm sure they didn't buy it that way. If I go to your car and look at your car, what's that going to be? Would it be clean? Or you just let it go? I'll clean it if it's new. Then you get it new, and then what happens? What's the rust like? My cars, I always clean. Everything set. As soon as I drive in, I clear the car. Always done that. Why? Because I respect my car. I respect things. I have to be respectful. I respect how I present. I respect my clothes. I respect my things. I respect other people's things. I respect everything. When we leave our hotel room, we clean up, take the sheets off the bed, put them in the pile, leave a chocolate bar and a note. Don't forget, thank you for making our stay magnificent. Thank you for giving me a beautiful room to stay and keep it nice and clean. So when they walk in, they go, wow. Because most bedrooms, when they go in at a hotel, what do you think they left like? Like a bomb's gone off. That's respectful. Respect things. And that will help you become a respectable person. S, live in your sweet spot. Live your life in your sweet spot. There's 3 things you have to make sure you live in your sweet spot. I mean, life is just bliss. You see things that no one else sees, you'll be able to do things that no one else can do, and you just love doing it. Your sweet spot are what I call 3 Ps. Number 1, do what you're absolutely passionate about. Before we talk about it. You're actually passionate about it. On Monday morning, if you're not going to a job, if you're going to a job and you just can't wait to get there, then it's the wrong job. You're in jail. You see him work Monday morning off the jail, counting the days down to Friday, join that club, thank God it's Friday, suffering from Monday-itis. Sad. Slow killer. Half your life is spent in your business or your career. 40 hours a week. But really we're born 40, take out sleep, it works out about 50%. 50% of your life is in jail. Or it can be in a palace that you're building for yourself. So you have to do what you have to be passionate about. Sometimes the only place people get happy is in the gym, right? This is their happy place. But outside there, it's not happy. Well, make everything your happy bubble. So number 1, passion, serves a purpose. Serves a purpose that's meaningful to you. And seeing G and Cleo and Jake and Josh and Izzy succeed is meaningful to me. You see, that's just, wow, that's so cool. Because it's a purpose to help other people pass it on. If you learn to, if you help other people achieve what they want, life will help you achieve what you want. If you're feeling depressed, then go and volunteer your time in a charity. Go to the cancer ward where kids are when they have some real shit to deal with. If you're feeling down, go and do some charity work. Because there's nothing better than the value or of contribution given. It will do wonders for you. If someone's unemployed, then go and do some voluntary work. Go to retirement village, mobile lawns, go and speak to them, and you'll feel better. It's a human need. It's a human need. And performance. What is not measured does not change. So learn to measure your progress. Measure, because that gives you feedback, right? Imagine playing a game of basketball and they don't keep score. I saw this cartoon, little son and the dad says, oh, how'd you go in the athletics? Says, well, Dad, I won, but we all got the first trophy. He says, what did you learn from that? He says, I learned, why should I bother? And if everyone wins, then there's nothing to grow into. And I say to fighters, I've got one fighter going into the world champs and he's a bit nervous, he's no guy, he's going to the 9 division. He says, you think they're going to win? He says, Matt, as soon as you do this on the edge of the mat, you bow to your opponent, you step in the mat, do this, and I say, shut! You've won. You got on the mat. Losing, so off the mat, thinking about getting on the mat. One of my students just joined the program, and he said a beautiful quote. He says, if you don't try, you've already failed. If you don't try, you've already failed. I don't like the word try. How about this? If you don't do, you've already failed. It's not about winning or losing. Life is about experiencing. Experience the joy of success and the joy of failure, or being beaten up, or losing money. You've got to lose money to make money. Now, I've had lots of dips in money. There's a $2 million dip in one day ago. I lost $2 million one day. How cool was that?
I remember that one.
You remember that one? Yeah. In the GFC, $2 million one day. I've already shared this with somebody. I was making a cup of tea. I'm making a coffee. And my wife was watching the row. She's watching the TV. She said, okay, man, what was those tax-effective investments that accountant asked us to put us in? And so I grabbed some plantations and Russell Vines. He says, okay, how much am I making the coffee? He says, how much money do we have in it? So around about $2 million. Right? And she says, oh, we just lost it. It's not okay, it's nice. Would you like a cup of tea? And you ask her, that's exactly what I said, you like a cup of tea? She says, yeah, I wouldn't mind a cup of tea. So we lost $2 million. I said, we lost $2 million. Okay, fair enough. Because my happiness is not attached to money. I never started the journey for money. As Steve Jobs says, what you make is more important than how much you make. Because if I had 2 million, and it wasn't everything I had, but don't worry, 2 million is a bit of a chunk of change. It is a bit chunky for some. I know it's not a lot, but you can live on it. But I was living on here, and I was happy. Making millions is not going to make you more happy. What will make me happy is doing what I love, and the byproduct of that is I'll get other materialistic successes attached to it. And if I'm smart enough, I can turn it into a monetary value as well. But you may not do, that's okay, whatever you're into, whatever rings your bell. So, yeah, it's good to be productive, and performance has got to go up and down. No one goes through a season undefeated. No one goes through the season undefeated. So, sweet spot. What you're passionate, has purpose, and you measure the performance. That gives you feedback to get better. Because the games you lose, you learn from to get stronger for the next one. When I lose a fight, I go, damn, he got me with the psyche. How can I defend that one? Damn, I flat my nose. How can I bob and weave? I used to do this. Then I learned this might be a better option. Because eventually that's probably not good. They are tough. Suppose you get a brick wall and smash your head up. I'm going to knock this wall down. Maybe you should get a sledgehammer. Might be a better option. You're in the backyard digging a hole with a spoon. What are you doing? I'm making a pool. It could be a better option. Or maybe you have to go through the pain of building a pool to say, maybe I should do this better. That's not the measurement of that performance is going to be long and energy. Because we are balls of energy. That's what we are. We are energy. I know it's hard to understand, but we're not materialistic, we are actually energy. So you have to, don't try to manage your time. People say, you need more time management. Maybe it's just energy management. Do things that energize you. So the first thing that gives you energy, living according to your values will energize you. I woke up at 5 this morning, went to bed, I don't know what time it was, I wasn't even really looking, but I got up energetic. Why? Because I was living to my values, because I came in for a boxing session this morning, working in the bag, I saw some other people here doing all this stuff. I'm going, I'm thinking, how cool is that? Now some people think that's a little bit weird. I think it's so cool, because that's your thing. You're doing your thing. That's cool. I don't care what your thing is, as long as it's your thing, I think that's a great message. Because he came in early. I went there, punched the bag, badged the bag. He was white, now he's black and blue. Then I went and had a coffee, and then I went and did some work, and I was just I couldn't wait to get here today to see what I had to say. See, how good's that? I can't sleep through that. Why don't you sleep in? What, and miss it? You slept through the opportunity, you slept through life. I say, I'm speaking, so what do you do when you finish at work? I'll go home and sleep. So that's your purpose in life, to sleep. Yeah, I'm tired. I need to rest. Don't rest to rest. Rest to perform. But don't rest too much. So energy, you live to your values, have goals that inspire you and get you up early, keep you up late. But those goals they're your goals, not someone else's, they're in line with your values. A lot of people try to live other people's lives. I have to get rich. Well, is that important to you? No. Well, then don't get rich. I want to drive, this car. Why is that? Because no, that has to be your thing. Everyone has different lives, different holidays. Something I'm going to trekking through Nepal. Fantastic. Send me some photos. Want to come? No. Don't you like camping? I love camping. I love camping. And my favourite camping spot is camping under the 5 stars of the Hilton Hotel. Do you like to hunt? I love hunting food. Yes, I hunt for the phone call. Can you send me up a filet mignon and a glass of sauce? And that's okay. When I was young, I used to do the camping. I don't do that anymore. That's okay. So you should love camping. Well, shoulds an interesting word. You should off. You should. Don't shoot yourself. Stop shooting me. You want to camp? Fantastic. I mean, that's awesome. I don't care what Jim said. As long as you're not taken away from other people, stealing, robbing. Don't be that person, right? I think I remember saying this guy said, I can't remember it. He said, there's only one sin in the world. It's only one sin. And the sin of theft. Some people steal other people's confidence. They steal their car, their things. They steal their rigidity. Theft. So don't be that person who takes from others. Someone's happy, don't try to take their happiness. Support their happiness. I want to do this. Awesome. Oh, we should do it. You know how many people have said I shouldn't do what I've done in my career? If I actually listened to them, I would have done nothing. I've done nothing. Everything I wanted to do has come against the resistance and the criticism of people who haven't done anything. Because most people have got nothing better to do but to just to stop other people from doing it, to make themselves feel better that they're not doing nothing. So sometimes if they hear you should do that, that's why you should do it. You shouldn't do that. Okay, great, thank you for that. Now you just verify that I should do it. You know, I was one of the first personal trainers in Australia. I was one of the first strength and conditioning coaches in Australia when there was no personal training, when there was no strength and conditioning for sports. But if listening to everyone say, oh, you know, that won't work, or none of that, I said, of course it will work. Why? Because I thought of it. Well, how do you know? Because I thought of it. It's my idea. If I'm thinking about it, someone else is thinking about it. There's someone else is thinking about it, then there's a market for it. I don't need to do a survey. I just used to use the raw common sense. Now, if I think about it, someone else is thinking about it. And everything that we have now was once thought to be impossible. Everything we have today was once thought to be impossible. But the person with vision and character and strength who resisted the average minds went and did it anyway, so we can get on the phone and take a photo and send them halfway around the world in a fraction of the time. And I came from New Guinea where we had barely had phones. You go and tell the MERS that we're going to be late for dinner. Okay, send them a message. You know what the internet was then? The email was little Kman running over to the MERS. I was the internet highway. Now they just press a button. Going to be late. Who would have thought? I remember the first mobile phone. I'm finishing up research. The first mobile phone. I never thought of a mobile phone. Phones are those things. And you always got to the last number and your finger slipped out. Damn! Start again. Now, when someone calls you, you know who they are and what they've eaten and where they are, and everyone says no privacy, And my first, I was a gym supervisor at Last Time Fitness Club, which is at the casino down at Gold Coast. I'm in my office, and Alan Evans works in. He's an entrepreneur guy, and I used to train his wife, Jackie Evans, who was Miss Australia and Miss USA bodybuilding champion. So I used to train her in bodybuilding, and Alan says, "Oh, is Jackie here?" I said, "No, she's not here." He says, "Oh, geez, I wonder where she is. I might give her a call." I said, "Mate, you can use my phone." So no, I've got mine. What? I've got mine. I've got what? Hey, see, that didn't make me sound. I never heard of it. So I've got my own phone. What do you mean your own phone? I've got a mobile phone. So what's that? It's mobile. You take it around. And the only thing I've seen was the closest thing to that was Maxwell's smart shoe phone. And even he had the thing, but he only did about 3 numbers. We had about 7 numbers to get through. So he pulls up this bag, puts it on the thing, he clips it, just a big bag. There's a phone in it. And he sort of turns it on, and the light goes on, and then he winds it up. And I'm looking at the cords, where are the cords? What's it connected to? And he rings and says, "Hey, Jack, it's Alan." Get the hell out of here. See? That was sense. If you just said that to me when I was a little kid in Papua New Guinea, you're crazy. I don't know how energy's got to do with that. So energy is leaving to your values. Going towards your goals. Frustration is when the gap between you and your goal is separated. That's frustration. When you're going towards your goal, That's energy. That gives you energy. And take positive actions. Everything has to lead towards where you want to go. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now, what I'm thinking, who I'm with, does this lead me towards my goals or away from my goals? On the path that's aligned with my values, following my moral compass, then that's a good place. That's a damn good place. Every moment in your life is heaven. Not when I get there, I'll be happy. No, I've just here. This is just heaven. That's how you happy. Now, every arse needs a hole. So to finish off, the arse has to be, you have to be not an arse, but a nice arsehole, right? So the O is now you have to have organisation. Organisation. Not random, spontaneous stuff. Winston Marsh, one of my mentors, and I've mentored G. Winston Marsh is my mentor in business. Right? He's 80-something now, retired, still connect on a regular basis. He taught me this, with the P's of performance. It's practice, planning and preparing will prevent piss poor performance. How good's that? Practice, planning, preparing will prevent piss poor performance. So if you fail to plan, you can fail, right? So you want to get a structure in place that are built on your habits and disciplines. What you need in this, you need self-motivation, self-education. You've got to educate. You can't do anything new if you don't know anything new, right? Constant learning. I'm addicted to learning. Every day, a day that I haven't learned something is a wasted day. That's why my life gets better, because every new action is based on new information. Not the old information, because the old learning just got me to where I am. What you know only got you to where you are. It's what you don't know that will get you to where you want to be. So don't spend your life justifying and bragging about what you know. Always make sure you're the dumbest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If you're the person talking, you're not the student. You're learning nothing. Listen. I know G's read the great book by Alex Ferguson on leadership. And one of the things he notes is that he's learned so much because he says very little, listens, and watches. And he said, when he connects with other very successful people, he's talked a story about Michael Jackson. He says, Michael learned this. And we were chatting about success. He says, I just said nothing, and I listened, and I watched the other greats. And that's how I learn. Self-education. Not just in the formal statement. Everything is education. Everyone has something to offer. Everyone has something to offer. So if I chat with you, I never talk, I don't listen to you. Why? Because if I tell you what I know, then I'll learn nothing. I already know that. Tell me your view. Now sometimes I drive in the Ubers and the people from different countries and say, tell me about that. Tell me what's happening over in that country. Tell me about that religion. I don't know much about that. Muslim in the Quran. Tell me about that. Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, that's interesting. I'm not saying it's right or wrong or truth or not truth, but I want to get all the views. Not just my view, because, I'm always wrong. I'm always wrong. I'm just less wrong today than I was yesterday. I never say I'm right, because tomorrow I might be proven wrong. So saying right is arrogant and disrespectful. I'm just wrong. Let's try this way. I shared ideas today, that's my opinion. I don't know if they're right or not. But I'm always looking at ways to make them more righter and less wrong. So always be wrong. Good way to be. Means you're always going to be a student. So O is organisation. Learning. Put in the discipline. Self-motivation, self-education, and self-discipline. That's what most people fall down. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. Discipline is doing what you should do, when you should do it, when you don't feel like doing it. And this is the best way I overcome it. Because sometimes, you had a big day, and at the end of the day, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I haven't done my training. I don't have to train. I don't win a world title by not training. How do you achieve your title? I eat donuts on the couch. No. You only got to do the work, right? And I know I saw this great interview with Michael Jordan. He says, have you ever been, doubtful about when you play? Believe. And he says, I trust my training. And I say that to my fighters. Trust the process. Put in the work. Trust the process. When you get on the mat and the pressure comes on, the right shit's going to come out. Because you're being pressure on the mat in the training. You got a broken rib? Great, let's train. Why? Because you might get a broken rib in the first round of the final to win the world title. And now you've got to push through it. Another great book by Michael Phelps, who won 8 Olympic gold medals and won Olympics. And his coach, you wake him up in the middle of the night and get him out of bed and let's go swim laps in the dark. And tried all these creative ways just to put pressure on him. Oh, I'm so tired. Get in there. No sleep. I haven't any sleep. Just swim. And it served him because he was going for the 8th gold medal. And everyone said he couldn't win 8. Since the great Mark Spitz had won 7. There's an impossibility. You can't possibly win 8 gold medals as a swimmer. Even though trying to go from one event to the other and you have to win. And everyone says it's impossible. And he got up to 7. And it was the 100 metre. And this is the event, the 8th one. And he dived into the pool and his goggles filled up with water. It weren't on properly. And he was blinded. Now most people go, shit! He couldn't see anything. But because he was so used to getting smashed in training and dealing with inconsistencies and pressure, and I did that to my fighters. Sometimes I just pressure them. If they're tired, they're really tired, I bring a fresh fighter in and they're smashing. They hurt, get up, smash, because the Argentinian ain't going to stop. Because that will make you stronger. We're not here to hurt you, we're here to make you stronger. It's called, I don't put any more weight on the bench press. Please don't. I want bigger pecs, but I don't want any more weight. Maybe some implants. No, that's not buying a gold medal. Hey, look, I bought an Olympic gold medal. Isn't it cool? Really, it's not the medal, it's who you become and the pressure you go through. Michael Phelps dived in, and under that moment of pressure, which he never experienced, but he's used to pressure. He loves pressure. He thrives on it. And he remembered how many strokes per lap. So he couldn't see the end of the pool. It's in his book. And he just counted, bam, bam, not knowing that into the pool, but he just knew. And it's about now, spun, bang, off you went. And he went home, and I don't know where the other one is, and it's there. Open up, looked at the board, gold medal. Why? Because he didn't panic under pressure. Why? Because he conditioned himself to be that situation. Everything's an opportunity to put yourself under pressure. And then you thrive in the pressure. You be the go-to person. Like Jordan, the go-to person, the Chicago Bulls. When the pressure's on, give the ball to Michael. He wants it, so give me the bloody ball. I want to kick the goal. Right? This is the penalty goal for the World Cup. Who wants to take it? Most people go, no. Because they're fearful of the criticism if they fail. Rather than go, I'm the person, I'm the go-to person, give it to me. Why? Because I've conditioned myself in my life to be that person. And I'm the go-to person in my life, and you can't take that away from me. Self-discipline. And sometimes it's late at night, and I'm tired, and we get home, and Ryan might have a huge day, and I think to myself, and you do those things, will I, won't I? And I just ask this one question. What would the world champion do? I'll put my mats out, bring it, Bob, the bag, he's going to get beaten. And as soon as I start, how do you feel? You always end up with the best session. You don't finish till like midnight or so, and you finish and you go, one of the Argentinians did this. One of the Argentinians did this. Or the Polish. Self-motivation, self-education, self-discipline. Be a great arsehole. Thank you.
Thanks, Kman.
I remember another great lesson Kman gave me is we went to breakfast one morning, and this is probably a year into my career, and I'd somehow built the excuse that I was really, really busy, and I'd start over the year putting on weight. So one of our Tuesday morning breakfasts, I ordered my normal breakfast, scrambled eggs, bacon, tomato, etc. Kman, after I ordered, he gets his scrambled eggs on toast, no butter. And Kman says to me, gee, what's with the bacon? I said, oh, it's delicious. What do you mean? Like, what's with the bacon? He said, yeah, but bacon doesn't go well with how fat you're getting. Good point. Food came back to the table, pushed the bacon aside, ate my little eggs, didn't eat the toast because that had butter on it. And then that night, I think I finished 2 a.m. out running. 6 weeks later, okay, I'm lean again. That feels better. So yeah, sometimes Kman stings you in the face, but in my experience, that's when the results come quickest. So Kman, thanks so much for coming here this morning. Obviously, as I said before, came all the way from New Zealand just to do this, so we appreciate it so much. You're investing your golden nuggets and your knowledge in us. And myself and the team, we've heard you chat before, but I can see all the team there writing notes and taking things down. So mate, it's so appreciated. Give it up again for the team.